how do you compile a list of the best directors currently working? It's almost impossible. Today there are more directors than ever before, with a greater variety of voices, styles, and genres. Despite this, there are still distinguished filmmakers. Without further ado, let's discuss the top filmmakers currently working in Hollywood. Here we go. First up, at number 22, the Oscar winner Martin Scorsese. No director, including James Cameron and David Fincher, has produced as many classic films as Martin Scorsese. Raging Bull, Goodfellas, Mean Streets, Cape Fear, Shutter Island, and The Last Waltz are on his resume. Scorsese took a long time to get an Oscar for The Departed, but he did get one in the end. Up next at number 21, the maker of Lost in Translation, Sofia Coppola. At least one Coppola made the list, and at this point, Coppola is the one who deserves it the most. One of the top films of the 21st century is Francis Ford Coppola's Lost in Translation. Her movie Somewhere is still among the best films about a father-daughter relationship ever made. Even though it may not be in the same class as those films, Coppola's movies have a distinct aesthetic and tone. Now for number 20, the master of directing comedy, Adam McKay. McKay is really entertaining, isn't he? Who doesn't enjoy humor? The longtime Will Ferrell associate, though, has shifted his focus to more important causes. He has a lot of leather-bound books now and is an important director. We advise you to adhere to the fundamentals: Talladega Nights, Step Brothers, and Anchorman. At number 19, we have our hidden gem, Pedro Almodovar. Almodovar is a secret gem of cinema, and his most recent collaboration with Penelope Cruz is proof of that. Despite having won numerous Oscars, he doesn't receive the credit he deserves. It's time to start treating his name with some respect. Moving on to number 18, the favorite director of millennials, Quentin Tarantino. If you ask millennials to choose their favorite director, Tarantino will likely be their response. He epitomizes the modern director. He produces violent films that are edited crazily and are fast, cool, and enjoyable. His two best movies are Reservoir Dogs and Django Unchained, but Pulp Fiction is still his most famous movie. Now we have the most unique director of this era, Wes Anderson, at number 17. According to my estimations, Anderson is perhaps the most distinctive director of his day, and according to my estimations, ranks among the most unique directors of all time. You can tell you're in an Anderson film with just one glance at his candy-colored world. Where do we begin? Try Rushmore first, then go on to the Grand Budapest Hotel and Moonrise Kingdom. Let's talk about the story inventor, Spike Jonze, at number 16. Everyone was awed by Jones's recent movie Her, both critics and viewers. Being John Malkovich, his first movie, is still regarded as a masterpiece. Because of his reputation for original stories and great execution, Jonze is a real talent to watch out for. His films include Adaptation, Being John Malkovich, and Her. Next, at number 15, the man known for his dark humor and satirical depictions, Alexander Payne. Alexander Payne is renowned for his caustic portrayals of modern American society and black humor. After Election shocked people at the Sundance Film Festival in 1999, he started to become well known. Payne then went on to helm Sideways and a section of the omnibus movie Paris Je t'aime. The success of his recent movie, Nebraska, shows that he is still in good shape as an actor. Moving on to number 14, a two-time Academy Award winner, Ang Lee. Ang Lee's directing approach may not be unique, but he has a very effective and potent manner of conveying the message through his movies. Ang Lee achieved notoriety after his historical drama Sense and Sensibility received a lot of attention and received a few Academy Award nominations. He occasionally strays and makes films like Hulk, but when he does films like Brokeback Mountain or Life of Pi, he triumphs beyond measure. Now at number 13, a man known for his fluid storytelling in versatile genres, Alfonso Cuarón. After producing a few independent films, Cuarón began work on Children of Men and changed his direction. He continued to produce studio blockbusters after the project was finished. The best blockbusters I've ever seen are Roma and Gravity, and Harry Potter, The Prisoner of Azkaban isn't too shabby either. Next at number 12, our first female who won the Best Director Oscar, Kathryn Bigelow. Bigelow began directing short films before moving on to her first full-length picture, The Loveless. Even though she continued to direct movies, she wasn't really acknowledged until The Hurt Locker, which helped her become the first female to win the Best Director Oscar and propelled her into the top tier of directors. If the scandal hadn't affected her next movie, Zero Dark 30, she might have won Best Picture again. Not to forget, at number 11, we have the man who's famous for classics, Terrence Malick. You are aware of the Best Picture winner for the year 2019, but what about Best Film? You certainly do now. The Green Book cannot compare to A Hidden Life. life. LeBron James and Taylor Horton Tucker cannot be compared to each other. Malick has also produced a handful of timeless films such as Badlands, Days of Heaven, and The Thin Red Line. Next at number 10, known as a prolific modern filmmaker, David Lynch. The end of David Lynch's career as a director is near. He hasn't produced a film in 13 years, which indicates that he appears to be getting older. We still hope he has one more in him though, because he's directed a few shorts and music videos last year. Perhaps he's working on something the entire time. One can fantasize. Now at number 9, a man known for imbuing horror and fantasy films, Guillermo del Toro. Guillermo del Toro was one of those directors who went unnoticed for a very long period. The Shape of Water, Hellboy, and Pan's Labyrinth followed. You can no longer watch a football game without seeing a Nightmare Alley advertisement. His achievement is yet another example of how doing good work while working hard will lead to success. Moving on to number 8, the masters of unique narratives, Steve McQueen. London-born Steve McQueen gained notoriety after his feature debut, Hunger, created a sensation at film festivals. Since then, McQueen has only produced 2 more films, Shame and 12 Years a Slave. Despite the fact that Shame is still his best movie, he really rose to the top after 12 Years a Slave won Best Picture at the Oscars. Now at number 7, youngest filmmaker to win an Academy Award for Best Director, Damien Chazelle. Damien Chazelle has demonstrated what a brilliant talent he is in a career that has only included 3 films. Chazelle, the youngest director to ever win the Best Director Oscar, has not only made a name for himself on Hollywood's grandest stage, but has also made sure that he will continue to be in high demand for the foreseeable future. Next at number 6 is one of the most respected directors, Alfonso Cuarón. After his Spanish film Y Tu Mama Tambien piqued the imagination of movie buffs and is still regarded as a masterpiece, Alfonso Cuarón quickly rose to become one of the most well-respected directors. He did, however, make a significant entry into Hollywood when he helmed the great film Children of Men. He won an Oscar for the space epic Gravity, which elevated him to the status of one of Hollywood's most important figures. Let's talk about the biggest moneymaker in Hollywood now, Christopher Nolan at number 5. The undisputed top earner in Hollywood right now, the only director on the list with a following and status comparable to a superstar. With movies like Inception, The Dark Knight trilogy, and Interstellar, Christopher Nolan has figured out how to appeal to a wide audience while maintaining the boundaries of serious filmmaking. With the upcoming movie Dunkirk, which is based on World War II, he is tackling a new task. Now for the 2-time Best Director Oscar winner, Alejandro González Iñárritu at number 4. After Amores Perros, Iñárritu's debut film was nominated for the Best Foreign Language Oscar. The director gained notoriety. Following that, he proceeded to examine love, retaliation, and death in dark films like 21 Grams and Babel. His journey into dark comedy was warmly appreciated when Birdman gained widespread praise for his bravery and vision. His subsequent film, The Revenant, further displayed his skills. He has now won the Best Director Oscar twice, a distinction held by only a few directors in Oscar history. Now let's talk about the best director working today, Barry Jenkins at number 3. Jenkins appears poised to surpass the Best Directors Working Today list and join the Best Directors Ever list. Continuing the topic of potential, he has already established himself as one of Hollywood's top names after just 2 movies. Not to forget number 2, a man who has the power to make you feel like a kid again, Steven Spielberg. Spielberg has the ability to make you feel like a child again at any age. E.T., Indiana Jones, and Jurassic Park will make you smile from ear to ear, whether you're 8 or 88. The man is still able to make us laugh at the age of 75. To top the list, we have David Fincher, a director known for his stylish movies. Fincher, a director with 40 years of experience, was a director for a very long time prior to Seven, which gave him his big break. Although Seven, Fight Club, Gone Girl, and The Social Network have been discussed, none of them has a greater track record than Fincher. That's all for this video. Let us know in the comments section which of the directors listed in this video is your favorite. If you liked the video, click the like button and share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel to see more videos like this. We'll talk again soon.